Wow, this is really big, amazing, unfortunate, tragic, crazy news. So we just found out that President Donald Trump and Melania Trump have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. Just hours ago, they went into quarantine after a senior staffer tested positive for COVID-19 who was on a trip with President Trump to the recent debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And apparently on that trip, it looks like the president was in fact affected and infected by the virus. Now, this is huge, huge news. And I was just on my way to the gym, drank a pre-workout drink, so I'm getting pretty energized right now. But I wanted to send out this broadcast because when you think about the profound implications of this, there is another debate coming up in just a couple weeks, a very important presidential debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. The question is, how will President Trump participate in the debate? Being positive for COVID, it's very unlikely he'll be able to attend the debate. And how will this debate unfold with Joe Biden present and Donald Trump not present? I do not believe there is a way to do the debate virtually. I believe the rules require it to be done in person. Of course, the other concern is at the current age of President Donald Trump, in his 70s, and with his health status being quite obese, he certainly fits into the profile of being high risk as far as adverse effects of the COVID-19 virus. If the president reaches a point where he had to go onto a ventilator, for example, at that point, based on a majority of the cabinet agreeing on the vice president, he would cease to be president until he would be able to resume his duties, which would also require essentially recertification by the vice president and the cabinet in the US. So based on his age and his health situation and his obese situation as well, there is certainly a significant risk of adverse effects and incapacitation. Now, going into such a heated, divided, disputed election, and for those of you that watched the US debate, just a really crazy debate, unlike anything we've ever seen before in America. It's such a contested, heated election. What will the president being positive for coronavirus and possibly experiencing severe symptoms based on age and health status, what will that do to the election? What will that do to the presidency? And what will happen if the president becomes incapacitated going into the election? So yeah, it's pretty major news right now. I'd love to hear any feedback anyone has. And I can only imagine what supporters of President Donald Trump and his re-election bid and supporters of Joe Biden in his election bid have to say about this. The news just broke. President Trump was the first actually to inform the public via Twitter in the last roughly 10 minutes. And so there'll be a lot of analysis moving forward on what implications this will have in terms of election, in terms of presidency. Of course, the president will have to stay in isolation at this point. We'll have to watch and see if there are adverse health consequences or not. And if there are, anything's possible. There's certainly a plan in place where the president can temporarily assign his duties to the vice president, or if he becomes incapacitated, for example, on a ventilator, it would happen by vote of the cabinet and the vice president. So certainly very much breaking news in the middle of a very chaotic election season already. Thank you for joining. Please take a moment to click subscribe, the bell and all for notifications. If you have any questions, post them. I look forward to answering them. Wish you all the best. Take care. And this election just keeps getting stranger and stranger by the day.